The question that keeps most successful women up at night: what am I going to do with the rest of my life? The answer isn't what you think.
In this two-part video series, I'm sharing the exact four-step framework that's helped hundreds of women transform midlife confusion into clarity and purpose. In part one, we'll explore why the conventional wisdom about finding yourself after 50 is completely backwards. And I'll introduce the four essential steps of the second season mastery framework. Stay until the end, as part two will show you exactly how this framework transforms real women's lives with an actionable exercise that you can implement in just 10 minutes.
The question that keeps most successful women up at night: what am I going to do with the rest of my life? The answer isn't what you think. In this video, I'm sharing the exact four-step framework that's helped hundreds of women over 50 transform confusion into clarity and purpose. You'll discover why the conventional wisdom about finding yourself after 50 is completely backwards. And I'll walk you through the step-by-step process to design your most powerful chapter yet. I'm Natasha Hardee, and at 54, I found myself completely disoriented when I unexpectedly became my granddaughter's primary caretaker. While navigating menopause, career transitions, and grief from losing my father and brother to cancer 2 weeks apart. Despite decades in health and wellness, I was asking the same questions so many women face. Who am I now? And what's next? The standard advice didn't help because it missed the fundamental truth I've since discovered from working with hundreds of women in this transition. Today, I'm sharing the second season mastery framework that transformed my life and the lives of my clients. A proven approach that doesn't just offer temporary relief, but creates lasting clarity and purpose. What now? Which haunts many women after 50. I've spoken to hundreds of women who get to this stage of their life, 50 and over, that constantly say, I don't know what's next for me. I'm afraid to try something new. I'm not sure if I'm too old to start over, to try something new, to learn something different. These are constant questions that we answer in second season mastery. 73% of professional women experience a profound identity shift during midlife, yet 68% of them suffer in silence. This isn't just about retirement or an empty nest. It's about that profound moment when you look around at the life you've built and suddenly find yourself wondering, is this it? The problem isn't that you're lost. The problem is society offers no roadmap for this transition. It's not fair to women over 50. They need guidance, they need support. That's what I'm here for. What if this moment of questioning isn't a crisis at all? What if it's the doorway to your most purposeful chapter? At 54, I became a single parent and legal guardian to my granddaughter, who was 9 at the time. I will tell you that was one of the most difficult times in my life because I was not aware I was in menopause or still going through menopause. And all those triggers that I felt from parenting her and the adjustment really took me out. I couldn't understand why I felt so frustrated, I felt impatient. I also wasn't aware that I was grieving my single life becoming a parent. That all is a part of how I felt lost in my identity, how I was disconnected from what I wanted to do, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, what was next for me. I felt completely overwhelmed by all of that. It was just like a ball of confusion, and I had no way out. At least it felt like that. On top of all of that, I was navigating the grief of two pillars in my family, my dad and my oldest brother, who died from cancer 2 weeks apart from each other. That wasn't something I overcame in a couple of weeks. That was an experience that took a few years for me to process and get through. In addition to the loss of my dad and my brother, 6 months later, my son was shot, which sent me into an emotional spiral that I totally was unprepared for. I feel like in this country, we are not prepared for death of our loved ones and grief in general, what that process looks like, which can really take a toll on, I would say, women who are in menopause because of the loss of estrogen and the other hormones that normally creates a barrier from the level of stress and anxiety that can occur during these times. When I realized there was no support for me, I knew it was time for me to stop trying to find myself and intentionally create my next chapter. I gave myself permission to start over and be okay with it. What's next isn't about finding yourself, it's about intentionally expanding, expanding yourself. Today, I'm sharing my 4-step second season mastery framework that has transformed hundreds of women's lives. Step 1, breaking free from limiting beliefs about aging. Identifying patterns that have kept you stuck. Reclaiming your inner authority. Understanding your unique menopause profile. Women with a positive perception of aging live 7.5 years longer than those with negative views. Step 2, commitment and self-trust restoration. Rebuilding trust in your decision-making abilities, professional identity evolution beyond titles, creating a space for yourself without guilt, developing your second season vision. 82% of women report significant self-trust erosion during midlife transitions. Step 3, daily practices and routines engineering, creating energy management systems specific to midlife, customizing routines for your specific needs, eliminating decision fatigue, integrating physical practices that promote hormonal balance. Women who implement strategic energy management report 65% higher productivity in their 50s and 60s. Step 4, focus and boundaries implementation. Establishing clear, non negotiable boundaries. Aligning financial and time resources with priorities. Positioning yourself as a wisdom asset. Creating resilience protocol for maintaining clarity. Women who establish clear boundaries report 47% lower stress levels and 58% higher relationship satisfaction.
Now that you understand the 4 steps of the second season mastery framework, you can see why this approach is so different from conventional advice for women over 50. In part 2, I'll share a powerful client transformation story showing how these steps work in real life. Plus, give you a simple 10-minute exercise to start your own clarity journey. If this resonates with you, please hit the like button and subscribe to the Age in Excellence channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss part 2, which is available now in my channel. I'll see you there to continue our journey from confusion to clarity. Be amazing.